We've got some breaking news here on the Chiefs Report. I am Harrison Graham, your host, as always. The Kansas City Chiefs are signing Josh Gordon to their team, to their practice squad more specifically. Here's the tweet from Adam Schefter just about 30 minutes ago saying, former All-Pro wide receiver Josh Gordon, who is being reinstated, that's official now as well, planning to sign with the Kansas City Chiefs, according to ESPN. His agent, Eric Dunn, and Matt Lees from LA Sports, whatever entity confirmed, Gordon is headed to Kansas City. Going to start with the practice squad. That was a further note from Schefter. Plan is to get him up to speed before calling him up. Very interesting move, and I kind of wondered a couple of weeks ago when we saw, okay, Josh Gordon, he's applying for reinstatement again. Big storyline all offseason. You don't have a super reliable number 2 receiver. Could you kick the tires on Josh Gordon? Well, the answer ends up being yes. They are going to kick the tires on Josh Gordon and bring him to Kansas City. Wouldn't expect him to play in Week 4. Maybe by Week 5 he's ready. I'm thinking more like Week 6 and beyond, though, up to speed and on the active roster at that point in time. And remember, you can call up practice squad players for game days up to 2 weeks before putting them on the 53, so they could do that for his first couple of games as well. Lots to dissect and break down when it comes to signing Josh Gordon for Kansas City. But before we do that, give me your one-word reaction to the Chiefs signing Josh Gordon. Like I said, it's very interesting. That's certainly a word that could work. It's maybe you think it's too risky. Maybe you're not a fan of it. Maybe you love it. Let me know what your one-word reaction is to Kansas City signing Josh Gordon for the rest of this season, assuming things end up working out. To me, this is a low-risk, at least high-ish type of reward move. Why is it low risk? Well, if he doesn't mesh well or if he's not that good of a player anymore, you can just cut him. This is, for now, a practice squad deal, and even when you activate him, it's going to be for the veteran minimum, I assume, with very little, if any, guaranteed money. So not that much of a risk for the Kansas City Chiefs. But at the same time, if he hits, if he plays well, I think the absolute ceiling is he can be, a low to mid-level number 2 type of receiver. I don't think you should expect that, and we'll explore where he could fit on the depth chart later in the video. But low risk, high-ish reward. I don't think it's going to be a grand slam. I don't think he's going to have 1,200 yards or something like that. But I'm definitely very intrigued by this move, to say the least. It's certainly been a rocky road for Gordon because you can't talk about Josh Gordon without the internal challenges he's had. Some drug abuse, obviously. There's been some challenges within himself over the years. You just look at this timeline here from 2013 to now. Really, 2-game suspension back in 2013 for substance abuse. Gets the Pro Bowl in 2013. 2014, arrested for DWI. 2014, 10-game suspension as well for violating the league substance abuse policy. 2015, suspended for 1 year. 2016, failed a drug test, denied reinstatement. Another 4-game suspension in July of 2016. Left the Browns to enter rehab later that year in 2016. Fast forward, November 2017, reinstated by the NFL, returned in Week 13, got traded to the Patriots the year after that, suspended again, I assume for another failed drug test there, reinstated in 2019, once again in April of 2019, or I think that was August of 2019, and then October of 2019, waived by the Patriots, claimed by the Seahawks, suspended again, broke his reinstatement terms in December of 2020. He did not play last year in the NFL. Then he applies for reinstatement this summer, and now he is signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, starting on the practice squad, but you don't sign him for depth. You're planning to bring him up to the active roster once he is ready to rock and roll. And what's crazy about Gordon, you look at his bio there, he's only 30, man. You would think this guy is 35 at this point. Like, he's still in good shape and in potentially his physical prime. So that's very fascinating to think about as well. Now, here's the question, though. Can Josh Gordon be the Chiefs' number 2 wide receiver? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Chiefs have some good depth guys, McCole Hardman, Byron Pringle, Demarcus Robinson, but I don't think we can say with a ton of confidence that any of those guys are true number 2s at this point. Can Gordon be that guy? Y for yes, N for no. I'll give you my thoughts in just a moment. But first, want to remind you guys, this is why you subscribe. Chiefs breaking news, rumors coming in. daily videos just about. We keep you guys up to date with everything surrounding the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll probably do a mailbag again later this week, so use hashtag Chiefs down in the comments, ask away, and we'll have some fun with that as well. But don't miss any of our coverage here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. This news broke like 30 minutes ago, and we're getting a video out to you in no time. Back to the thought of him being the number 2 receiver. I think that's expecting too much. I mean, we've seen this in recent years, right? Like, oh, could Gordon, he could be a number 1, he could be a number 2. He hasn't had that crazy year of 1,600 yards since 2013. That's 8 years ago. Now, he's been productive. Through 63 games, he's put up nice numbers, 4,200 yards, a touchdown every third game. He's been a good player. Last time we saw him in 2019, I think he played in 10 games, and he had like 426 yards, only 1 touchdown, but it's not like he was, a non-factor, right? Like, he can come in and be productive. Now, if you're expecting 60 catches and 950 yards and 5 touchdowns the rest of the year, maybe that's asking too much, but could he help you win a game or two? Can he, at the very least, be a part of this rotation after Tyreek Hill? Maybe everybody has their role after Hill. Hardman becomes just more of that offensive weapon that we've seen him utilize in. Jet sweep action, quick passes to him, occasional deep ball. Maybe Josh Gordon can be that physical one-on-one guy that can go downfield as well. Pringle can work the underneath stuff and give you those 7 to 10-yard completions. D-Rob gives you a little bit of possession ability as well. All these guys do a little bit of something different. Even if you don't have a true number 2 receiver, doesn't mean Gordon can't come in, can't have a role, and give a lift to this offense. So I like it. I'm intrigued by it. Worst case scenario, he doesn't fit and you cut bait. There's no harm, no foul. This Chiefs locker room, despite a 1-2 start, is way too strong internally to let Josh Gordon cause internal issues. This is a very calculated move by this Chiefs staff and front office. Now, want to update you guys on Andy Reid as well, because he did go to the hospital after the game on Sunday night, wasn't feeling well after he addressed the team after the loss against the Chargers. Great news, though. He was released earlier today. He's in good spirits, according to reports as well, which is a very, very good sign. He could even return to the facility as soon as tonight. So I would expect they'll just wait until tomorrow. Hey, Big Red, go take a nap. Go enjoy your off day, and we'll get back after it on Tuesday. But fantastic news. Better safe than sorry. I don't think this was ever an incredibly serious situation, but it was serious enough to, take caution and have him stay in the hospital overnight. I mean, Andy Reid's in like his 60s now. He's not a young buck, You don't want to risk things, especially with all the COVID stuff going on. You never know what the situation could be. So great news that he's out of the hospital. He's feeling much better and should be back at the practice facility as soon as tonight, if not tomorrow at the absolute latest. So great sign. We all love Big Red. It's a good thing to have him feeling much better. And if you love him as much as I do, spam me in the comments. You got to love Andy Reid, one of the classy guys in the NFL, and a guy who is willing to give second chances to people because he's had a lot of challenges within his own family over the years. So I'm not surprised at all to see him approve of this Josh Gordon signing. Shout out to BetUS, our sportsbook partner for the 2021 NFL season. You guys can get going at chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. I've had a brutal start to the NFL season. Whatever my betting advice tips are for the NFL, just bet against me. I'm 1-14 now this year. You can't make up how bad it's been. Fade Graham. It's a disaster, but get that promo code Chiefs125 when you go to chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Put down $100. They'll get you $125 for free. You look at the Week 4 betting odds and see. They're going to get me again, man. Chiefs only -6. I know they're 1-2, but Philadelphia is not that good. I want to hammer Kansas City, which means I should probably bet on Philadelphia. But there you go, chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Use the promo code Chiefs125. If you're feeling good about this game or any other game in the NFL, put your money where your mouth is. Make some money with BetUS all season long. So Andy Reid feeling better, giving Josh Gordon a second chance along with GM Brett Veach. Circling back to the news of the day, Adam Schefter reports that the Chiefs are signing Josh Gordon to the practice squad. The plan is to elevate him to the active roster once we get closer, or once he gets up to speed, I should say. Don't think he'll play in Week 4 against the Eagles. I would say Week 5 would be the earliest time we see him suit up. But another note on this, he is vaccinated, so he doesn't have to wait 5 days to go through the protocols before he can enter the practice facility. He could be there as soon as Tuesday, for all we know. I wouldn't expect that. Probably Wednesday or Thursday, get a practice or two in this week, start really ramping him up next week and getting him up to speed. So how hyped are you about the signing of Josh Gordon? Scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, you're like, this is stupid, I don't care. 10 being, you're fired up, he's going to be a number 1 or 2. I'm like a 7, man. I'm optimistic. I think he can produce. I think he can be productive. I'm pretty excited about that. If any more news of this signing comes out, this is the place to be. So subscribe, and we'll see you soon here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report.